9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It's the Queen Bee of WWT, Wrestling with Honey with
Honey Pop Predictions. And buzz. I hope you're ready to rumble because I am. Welcome to our Honey Night SmackDown watch along as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I am your girl, your hostess with the mostest, the sweetest oos, Queen Bee of WWT and all things Honey Pop Predictions, Wrestling with Honey in the house. And I am here to hostess you for the next 3 hours for this watch along as we are headed to Royal Rumble tomorrow night. I really am excited to be here. There's just too much going on. There's so much talk in the wrestling world, whether it's the IWC, whether it's, here. There's just been so many things moving right along. And you know what? It feels like Mania season. That's what it's feeling a lot like. So I hope you guys are ready to get into the festivities this evening. We have a commercial-free first hour. We are live from Indianapolis. We have Kevin Owens in the ring, apparently taking back the Winged Eagle belt for whatever reason, and completely verbally dismantling Joe Tessitore for no reason. But here comes somebody who's more of a big fish and somebody that Kevin Owens could pick that's his own size, and that's CM Punk. And right now we have CM Punk and Kevin Owens face to face in the ring. And there's just it's hot out here, man. It's hot out here. It's hot in these streets. The wrestling streets are talking. Who is winning this Rumble? We had a discussion about it on WWT early, just a little while ago, if you guys were joining us. If not, feel free to hang out here with me for the next 3 hours and I will keep you up to date on everything. We have also Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes 1-on-1. We have Naomi versus Liv Morgan, which I think is going to be the match that steals the night tonight. We have an 8-man tag match, and then we also have so much more to come, but I forget what else was the other thing. Oh yes, we have the United States Women's Championship on the line between Chelsea Green and Michin. Things are cooking. And this is my favorite time of the year. This is my favorite time of the season. I love the Royal Rumble. I would say it's very, very close, and I think a lot of people could say this, but this is a very, very close second to being like my favorite pay-per-view personally, or PLE nowadays. For those of you who don't know, there's 30 men, 30 women. Every 90 seconds, one comes out. And the last man or woman standing at the end of it all will punch their ticket to the main event at WrestleMania. And that's what makes it so exciting, because you don't know who's going to show up. We do know quite a few guaranteed names that are entered for both Rumbles, men and women's, but there is too much hype around this. Can you even say too much? I won't even say too much. There's just so much hype. So much high, as there rightfully should be. Rumble season is pretty much kicking off the beginning on the road to WrestleMania season. So it's just as big. And this time it's a Royal Rumble. This is a Rumble that's fully under the Triple H umbrella. I mean, I think last year was as well for the most part, but I feel like ever since WrestleMania 40, I feel like that was the official kickoff of the Paul Levesque era. And speaking of Paul Levesque, he is the first entrant in the 2025 Hall of Fame. And it is well-deserved. Well-deserved. Such exciting news. So much exciting stuff happening in the wrestling world. Pat McAfee is with us. And his city is hosting. Way too much excitement around it. I can't even imagine what Indianapolis is going to look like after it's all done. But I can't imagine what we're going to look like after it's all done. There's always surprises. There's always new arrivals. There's probably some cross-branding arrivals. There's a lot, guys. There's some heavy hitters for this Rumble. And I'm just so glad to be able to witness it, because tomorrow we're also going to be doing a watch along right here on Women's Wrestling Talk and post show. If you guys tuned in earlier to WWT Live, you heard Boss Lady make the announcement earlier, and we are going to be booked and busy tomorrow. So I hope you guys are able to join us. Hope you guys got your day, your calendar cleared for tomorrow. So just make sure that you are in the house, because this is something you are not going to want to miss. But shout outs to everybody already in the chat. Y'all are active today and I'm loving it. Lewis Johnson, Cindy, hey girl. Yes, ma'am. Did you tune into WWT earlier? EO Sky is my pick. If you guys tuned in earlier, I will let you in on a little secret. EO Sky was my women's pick for the Women's Rumble. There was a lot of really good picks made today, and I just think that it goes to show how stacked this roster really is, and we're about to see that tomorrow. Boza, pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us, our information officer. Pat you, love you. And Lewis Johnson, I can't wait for tomorrow either. Dad is in the house. Papa Honey is in the building. Oh, and he also can attest to that. This is his favorite PLE. Courtney's in the house as well. My WWT sister, my fellow Hardy girl. I think we need to capitalize on something there, Courtney. So you and I are going to have a talk about that later. But happy Honey Night SmackDown and business has just picked up. You best believe it. And CM Punk is pretty much throwing daggers at Kevin Owens. Both of these men are amazing on the mic. Both of these men have that spitfire ability. So things are just getting more tense, because it's kind of like the teams at the Super Bowl. It's like there's more and more aggression, more hard hitting, more fights. That's because there's a lot on the line. We all want to win the big one, but there can only be one. We got Cody. Well, Kevin Owens is also scheduled for a ladder match tomorrow night against Cody Rhodes. Hence why he's there. I don't know. I'm not sure why he's holding the Winged Eagle belt. I'm still not sure what direction they're going with this, or what they're trying to tell us with this. There's so much at stake. And I'm still confused as to what this means if whoever wins and they pull down both titles. What does that exactly mean? Is the Winged Eagle belt back into the fold now, or still so many questions? But you know what? I know tomorrow night is going to give me the answers, so I'm not going to speculate too much about it. But as far as my pick for the ladder match tomorrow night, I did pick Cody to retain, though there were a lot of different points made that could make a case for Kevin Owens possibly coming out as the win. Cindy says that she would love for Kevin to win. I think that would be very, very interesting dynamic in Cody's story. Kevin Owens is somebody that I don't think I would see, or did initially see at first, to beat Cody for the title. That's a big deal, because this is something that Cody had been vying for since he had arrived. And I don't think he's just come this far just to lose it and come this far. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be quite competitive between those two former friends. And the only reason why I picked Cody to retain is because there's still one factor. And Kevin Owens might have forgotten about it, but we didn't. And I didn't. But I think Randy Orton is going to be the reason that Kevin loses tomorrow. Indianapolis isn't that far from St. Louis. So just saying. Now we have the Miz. Now this is where I get interested, because now this means Wyatt Six talk. Oh, he's talking about he would want to teach someone a lesson, and he's talking to Andrade. He's talking about Andrade. Ooh, Miz versus Andrade tonight. I am so for that. A lesson in greatness. Miz is coming to give Andrade a lesson in greatness. All right. And it's official from Nick Aldis. I think he agrees. Maybe this is when they reunite. Oh my God, are they going to reunite Team Tranquilo? Because I would so be here for that. Zelina Vega, that's right. It was breaking news on Monday. Zelina Vega was appeared on her last Monday Night Raw this past week and is now being moved over to SmackDown. That makes me smile so much because now that means Honey Night SmackDown got 10 times better because my fave is going to be on the show that we're doing a watch along for. So I can't wait. Can't wait to see where she turns up, where she appears. But I'm going to be patient. That's the homie. I'm here for it. I'm rep. But when she makes that screen, it's a wrap for y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. Hey, there he is, Big Jim. With United States champion Shinsuke lurking in the back too. I'm so here for like the bloodline all getting their walk-in theatrical entrance and talking their shit before they start. I'm so here for that. Every bloodline member should have that. Not just the Timu ones, the OG ones as well. And I'm here for Big Jim. They need to capitalize on Big Jim big time because I'm here for Big Jim. And Big Jim, is going against Mr. Him who don't miss, and that's Carmelo Hayes. This match is going to be good. This match is going to be really, really freaking good. This match is going to be really good. I'm excited for this. I don't know if anybody saw it, but yep, Shinsuke was lurking in the back. I wonder if that was for a reason. I wonder if that was for a specific reason. And by the way, I am loving the no yeet as like a like basically his version of yeet, but he's like the way he does it is so fun. You gotta love the Usos. Well, I thought my screen went black for a second. I'm like, hey, hello, producers, fix that. Let's see what everybody's saying up in here in the chat. Let me know what you guys are excited for tomorrow. Let me know who you guys are picking. Men and women's matches, a Royal Rumble match, the tag team match that's happening tomorrow. Never in the history of the Royal Rumble has the tag team titles been defended. So this is a huge, huge deal for DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. But let me know who you guys got for this weekend. It's a tough weekend. This is always like this is one. There's been quite a few years where I've experienced the Royal Rumble, but like there was a few times where I really couldn't tell or couldn't pick out who I would want to win because it was just so stacked and it was such a difficult decision. So this one is pretty damn difficult. This one's pretty damn difficult. Aside from the fact that it's easy to not say Logan Paul to win the Rumble, like I'm just gonna get that out the way because we know that's not gonna happen. Oh my God, Mello. Yes, you went there. He said, I'm not going to miss because I'm not Tyrese Halliburton. Jalen Brunson would never. We're from the tri-state over here. We're Brunson fans. And that's so funny, being that his name is Mello. I think that's hysterical. Cindy says it really sucks for JD. 2 years is basically your career gone in the business. You know what? We need to give JD his flowers. That's what we're gonna do. We're giving JD McDonough his flowers because that on Monday night, like I screamed out loud. Like the way I reacted to it very loudly. And I damn near thought the guy was dead. I was like, there's no way he's getting up from that. And when he got up and continued the match and still doing moonsaults, and I'm just like, who are you? Who are you? And where have you been? And completely stole the show, got a standing ovation. He unfortunately collapsed at the end of the match, going backstage. Like as soon as he went backstage, he was donezo. Absolutely donezo. But thoughts and prayers with JD McDonough and a speedy, well, not even speedy, just a steady recovery. And you will be missed. So, and we will see you again. So just make sure you take care of yourself first, man, because that was a very, very crazy bump. And and the fact that they kept replaying it, I was like, stop. Like it's so uncomfortable to watch. But yeah, shout outs to JD. Brandon Stevens, good to see you. Hope everything is good with you. Courtney says, I think Randy Orton will also be in the Royal Rumble match. Yeah, I think there's a strong case for that too. But I feel like it would, with Randy coming back, it's not going to be for no Rumble. I think it's going to be more personal because Kevin Owens tried to literally end his career. So I think we're going to get into a very personal blood feud between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in the upcoming months. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy Uso, a pop-up sidewalk slam there. He's really taking pretty sensitive about his lower back there. Cindy says, can I be honest? They kind of dropped the ball on Wyatt 6. That's brutally honest. I'm here with it. I'm here for it. Let me know your reasons. Why do you feel that way? I feel like if they did give it to us every week, we would be tired of it by now and saying that it's corny. Like anything that has to do with Uncle Howdy, I don't think anybody complains or criticizes or does anything like that anymore because they know it has to do with Bray and they respect the process and because honestly, that's probably how Bray would have wanted it. Slow and steady wins the race for some. And I think in this case, the Wyatt 6, it's okay for them. I think that's okay. But I would love to know your reasoning, Cindy. Let's get into some discussions. I'm here for it. Boza said, so far, Honey benefited from the transfer portal with her watch party twice. Zelina Vega and Wyatt 6 coming to Friday nights. I couldn't be a happier gal. I tell you that. Dad says screw Logan Smalls. Jeffrey Mitterling, good to see you again, buddy. Hope all is well. Are you watching SmackDown? I hope you are. Another business jet just crashed in Philly. Oh my God. Prayers up, man. Pray for the world. The world is going through a lot. Pray for the world. Pray for everyone. Pray for yourselves. Pray for each other. Pray for this Rumble. Pray we get through this Rumble weekend. Oh boy, he's got some high risk here. We got Oos going up with Carmelo Hayes. It looked like it was supposed to be for a super suplex, but that's not happening. Oh, well done. I told y'all this was this could have been match of the night easy. This is a crazy opener, but I feel like Naomi and Liv is gonna take that shit. I really do. Boza says Uncle Dave is saying he was told. Are we calling Dave Meltzer Uncle? Is that you talking about Dave Meltzer? I ain't calling him Uncle, but apparently he's saying he was told of an estimate of 4 months for JD McDonough. That's nuts considering what happened to JD. That 4 months is crazy. That's unheard of. A normal person would have been broken in half, literally. That was so well executed from Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is taking the lead on this, but I don't know. Big Jim. Big Jim, man. This is a veteran tag team champion he's working with right here in the ring now. And you got to watch those feet. 1, 2, and very close. Very, very close. But Carmelo kicked out. That was too close for comfort. And Jimmy going up top again. Oh, knees up. Roll up pin. 1, 2. Kick out. Kick out by Jimmy. Come on, Mello. Oh, wow. What a splash. Did he just Uso splash? Oh, got too cocky there. You got too cocky, sir. Thought he was going to win that. Like I said, this is a veteran you're working with. This is Jimmy Uso. He is one half of one of the most decorated tag teams in WWE history. A lot of Jimmy Uso chants from the crowd. Before Mello could even get up top, Jimmy Uso is already on 2 steps ahead. Another roll up pin. 1, 2. Your hand was on the rope. The ref saw it. Oh, that was 3. That was 3 on Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy Uso has outsmarted the former NXT champion, the first draft pick to SmackDown. Well, that is a huge upset for Carmelo Hayes. The Wade Barrett said it the best. The rookie just got outplayed by the veteran. Apparently, Mello missed the mark this time. Cindy gives her reason for her Wyatt 6 comment. Says, with the Wyatt 6, I feel like just some of the members haven't had a lot to do. Well, I think they were just pretty much holding off as much as they could, maybe up until this Rumble. Who's to say Nikki Cross won't make an impact? She is a former women's champion. And her as this version of herself, as Sister Abigail, that is a testament. I mean, I know there's also room for surprises too, but I understand why you would feel that way. Because it started dawning on me that I'm like, where the Wyatt 6 been? Where have they been? But I understand why they booked them that way. They don't want to put too much in our face. All summer, all last year, all summer, Ever since Bray's documentary launched and we saw the ending, we've saw nothing but everything Uncle Howdy related. QR codes, videos, cryptic messages. So I can understand making a big splash with their debut, their first match. I understand you don't want to get people tired of it. I feel like there's a lot of people in the IWC that aren't patient enough for this era. And they really truly don't understand how Triple H operates. Triple H will let something ride out until the very freaking end. Literally. Oh my God, finish the story. I was there. I didn't want the story to be finished, but I was there. Ever since Cody won, when he won the Rumble and won the title, the championship gold acquirement increased to 61% for winners in the Rumble. That's a crazy stat. There's Miss Jade Cargill. Oh God, Johnny Knoxville. I didn't like that Rumble. I might have to rewatch it again in order to re-understand it, but I didn't like that match. But the crew at WWT convinced me that I might have to revisit that situation. John Cena, another name in this. Another name in this Rumble where it's like, all right, y'all are breaking out the big guns. Okay. Woo! Roman Reigns, 10. If he wins the Rumble, he will earn his 10th spot in the main event. That is why he's the tribal chief. That is why he's the tribal chief. Dad says, as far as the Wyatt Six, I heard 2 rumors. 1, someone of the 6 is injured. 2, Uncle Howdy might leave and Alexa Bliss takes his spot. Those are pretty crazy rumors. If someone is injured, that makes sense as to why they've kept them away for a bit. As far as Uncle Howdy leaving, I don't see him building this family just to leave them. This is an unbreakable family. So I don't think that that's a possibility. I think that they will be haunting Alexa Bliss when she arrives, because we all know how that went. And we know her history with the Wyatt Six, or with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. So that's something that's very interesting. But if someone is injured, that I understand. I totally understand that. And that totally would make sense. I love Chelsea Green, man. These Wonder Woman outfits, I'm so here for it. D-Ron, good to see you, buddy. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing phenomenal. Ready for Rumble weekend. So excited. Do I think Roman needs the Rumble win in order to acquire his goal and to get his title back? Yes, I think he does need this Rumble win. But he's not my pick to win, which is crazy to say out loud. That's my tribal chief. And I kind of had to go a little non-biased. I had to think logically. And for the men's, I kind of went with like my dark horse pick from last year. And last year I had a dark horse pick, and that was Karrion Kross. Kross has such a strong presence And he has yet to reach his full potential on this roster. So I think he would be deserving of it. It would be fresh blood feud because you have him versus someone like Gunther, or you have Karrion Kross versus Cody Rhodes. I think that would be really fun. And Kross is an amazing heel. Maybe not so much Gunther, but just him going one-on-one with Gunther would just be a crazy match in itself. If you're not into the heel face thing, but you want to give Cody a good heel and a great obstacle, Karrion Kross is one of those. Like, screw everybody else in their story and everybody else who had the chance. Give Kross a chance. So I went with that. Here we go. Women's United States Championship rematch right here. Pretty much tournament rematch. And we got Michin accompanied by Last Legend B-Fab, which was the duo that I did not know I needed. If you were with us last week, these two had a hell of a tag team match against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and absolutely killed it. Got the HBIC and B-Fab in the house. Mackenzie says, hey, and I'm so excited for the Rumble. Me too. I'm super hyped. This is one of my favorite pay-per-views every year. You have a few favorite Rumbles, huh, Courtney? Just to name a few. 2002, 2003, 2004, 2006, and 2008. Why you skip 2007? Or is that just by chance? Hey, Dylan Johnson, good to see you. So far, you've missed quite a few things. You missed an exchange between Kevin Owens and CM Punk to kick off the show. And it's pretty much, heating things up for tomorrow night. We also had Carmelo Hayes versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso got the win. And now we have the Women's United States Championship on the line between Michin and Chelsea Green. My favorite Rumble is Women's of 2024. Now, any old heads in here? Not old heads, but any, veteran watchers here? I literally watched, I think I've pretty much watched almost every single Rumble, and not all the whole pay-per-view. I watched, or the PLE, I watched the match. I've watched pretty much almost every year of Rumble in the last week, in the past week. And I tell you, this year feels a lot like back in the day because you had all your big players. You had Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake. You had Dusty Rhodes. You had Brutus the Barber Beefcake. You had so many. Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil, the Rockers. The old school ones were in their prime. Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair being the first to win at number 1 and win the title with a tear in his eye. So many classic Rumbles. Hogan won a Rumble. Honestly, I might have to say I'm a little biased as well when it comes to Rumble a little bit. I have a few favorite Rumbles. Whatever Rumble it was where Yokozuna and the Undertaker had a casket match. No, it wasn't a casket. Was it a casket match? I don't necessarily think it was a casket match. I think it was a Rumble match or something. No, it was at the Rumble, and Yokozuna was trying to was so scared of Taker. It was one of the craziest stories that I remember. But the whole roster at the time, all of them came out and helped Yokozuna. All the heels, Diesel, and a few others that I can't think from my off the top right now, but helped Yokozuna put this man in a casket, and we thought Undertaker was done, right? Lightning flashes, you hear crashing, lightning crashing, and smoke billowing. All of a sudden, it's a clip of Undertaker as if he's already in the coffin, telling Yokozuna he will never rest in peace. And then he disappeared. Like, it was a thing. Does anybody remember this, or am I talking to myself? Anybody remember this? Because I remember that vividly. Whatever year that was my favorite because of that moment. And also 2017's Royal Rumble in San Antonio, Texas, hosted by Shawn Michaels. And the only reason why I really picked that one is because I was there. Michin and Chelsea Green. She's just tossing Chelsea around like a rag doll. Michin is playing no games. These little twerks. Oh, wait, what's happening here? These little twerks. Okay, Michin. Kick out by Chelsea. Michin has to keep, digging into her arsenal, man. And we know she's got arsenal for days. But how much do you have against Chelsea Green? Oh, my God. Oh. Chelsea able to reverse that pin. Oh, snap. She could go for her finisher. And she just did. What did I just say? Oh, she caught it. 2. Ah. That was probably one of the most unique pins I've seen. Eat defeat. Damn it, Piper. Mind your business. And there goes B-Fab with that get your ass out of here kick. That's what I'm calling it. Because that's how it looks when she kicks. She's just saying, get your ass on up out of here. And she's got those limbs. She got legs. She will knock you into kingdom come. Oh, my Lord. Chelsea, you cheater. Oh, Chelsea. Well, she's a heel. I mean, she was always the heel, but she's a true heel. Because only true heels use weapons and don't give a shit that they used weapons. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't cost them anything. They keep the title. So, well played, Chelsea. Oh, she whipping her. Whipping her with the kendo stick. Well, she didn't let her, she got away, but not without a few battle scars. And I understand that sentiment, Michin. Michin was right there, man. The Wonder Woman. That's like, it's too funny. Mackenzie Johnson says Roman Reigns should win the Rumble. D-Ron says, yep, I'm ready for tomorrow, but those 2 rumors, I don't believe that's going to happen, or make one live. Make one live the Wyatt Six, then bring Alexa Bliss in the group. That wouldn't work at all. I think it's too much. That's when I feel you're doing too much. I meant it respectfully. It's a term. Yep. Okay. Dad can confirm. Taker versus Yoko in a casket match Royal Rumble. I will not rest in peace. It was so good. So good. 1994. Thanks, Dad. My fact checker. Oh, we got the EST and Naomi. Hey, I have a question, guys. Does anybody remember who eliminated Naomi in the Rumble last year? I'll wait. Unless y'all just want me to say it. Damian Priest is here tonight as well. That's right. He's another one who's been portaled through to SmackDown. Let's see. God, is it 9 o'clock already, guys? What? Why didn't any of y'all tell me it was 9 o'clock? Why did y'all tell me time was flying so fast? Where does the time go, y'all? Moses says, as much as I love their feud, this has to be the last match. I want other women like Zelina to challenge. For Chelsea Green's title, I think I could get on board with that. Moses says, Sir Nicholas better book a Falls Count Anywhere match for Royal Rumble. True. Ah, yes. We have the answer. Jade threw out Naomi last year. Yes, she did. Benjamin also said. D-Ron said it. Courtney said it. Yep. Hey there, Audrey Pendergast or Jada. So far, so good. So far, a good show. I think, guys. What do you guys think? Dad says I think Jade is going to make a return and big impact in tomorrow's Rumble. Bianca and Naomi are in trouble. You know, not for nothing, Dad. I have a comment about that, but we're going to get into it in a second. First, I'm going to need you guys to go check out our merch. All things wwtalkpod.com.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on
Yes, that is www talkpod.com for all the cool merch. We got new merch, new website. Check it all out there as soon as you can. And, acquire some good drip. As well as shout outs to our amazing sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling. Oh, sorry, baby. I didn't feel my dog under my table there. Sorry. But shout outs to All Caribbean Wrestling, our amazing sponsors. They got a lot of things going on there as well. Check out all of their social spaces at allcaribbeanwrestling.com. And there she is. Charlotte Flair. I don't know what it is. Something looks different. Either that or it's just because I haven't seen her in a long time. But something looks different. And I love the one quote I love that she said was, I've heard the talks and the rumors, and they're all true. She's not going to let this last year define her. Never scared, always prepared. History making, groundbreaking, never scared, always prepared, self-made, always paid. Okay, coming out with that Ric Flair cadence of a moniker. Hi, Stephanie McMahon. Hey there, mama. How cute. I love seeing her in this comfy role. I'm so here for her. We talked about that earlier. She's revealing, she announced that she's doing a new project on ESPN Plus called Stephanie's Places. I think that's so cute and refreshing for her. Something that doesn't require so much CEO in charge and so much authority, Something that she actually enjoys. So I'm happy for her. And we have El Campeón. All rise. This is a really good acquirement for SmackDown. They needed this for Priest. You know why? Because I was getting sick of seeing him and Finn Balor. I was getting sick of seeing him versus the Judgment Day. And I was about to start getting sick of him and Gunther. But now I'm okay. I'm okay. Dylan asks, are they going to drop the titles before Mania? Because clearly they're going to have a singles match. Who's they? Who are we talking about? Be specific for me. Bosa says, no, people have noticed she got Botox and lip fillers. Oh, is that what it is? Cool. Good on her. I was just like, I don't know. I mean, or maybe, it just comes with time and age as well, We all get older. From betrayer to the betrayed. That's deep. Yes, you are on SmackDown, Poppy. So what we doing tonight? What's the dilly? Ooh, the goal is championships. And he did have a really interesting engagement with Cody Rhodes last week. He said, see you soon, champ. Finally get some new blood for Cody, man. Oh, shoot. Oh, my God. Jacob Fatu is on his way to the ring with Damian Priest there. Who's got the mic? Are we literally looking at Jacob assuming his new place as tribal chief of this new bloodline, the Timu bloodline? I mean, they're not even calling them the bloodline anymore. Which, not for nothing, they must have been living under a rock because we didn't call them the bloodline here either. It was Timu bloodline. But why is every single face-off Jacob getting into hotter than the last one? Just like I said, just give me Jacob versus everybody. Stat now, yesterday. Oh shit, he got the mic, y'all. Wepa. Ooh. We both come from the streets. We both come out the mud and out the mud as an NXT out the mud. That would be nasty faction. Ooh. You can get your hair braided all you want. Don't ever get it twisted when you come around me. Jacob. Yo, Jacob. Yo, Jacob got championship energy. Oh, that's it? Ooh! Ooh! Pendejo. Mm-mm. Right, right. We're from the streets. Why are we even talking? Period. Thank you. Period. I heard that, Priest. I heard. I love it. The New York just came out of me for a second. The Bronx just came out for a second. But I get it. Oh my God. Give me this match right now, please. Someone. Book it, Nick. Book it, Nick, all this. Oh my God. Every face-off gets better and freaking better by the week, y'all. This is unfair. Jacob's going to be a champion. The only thing that Jacob will still need to recover from is LA Knight. Because LA Knight almost had him. The defense for the Usos or for the Simones that I've noticed, like their thing is to pucker their lips up or look meaner and frown more. Jacob, I felt like Jacob was this close to breaking because LA Knight doing the shakes had me done. Who's gonna help Priest? Imagine Rhea Ripley come out. Terror Twin City. Oh, well, speak of the devil, there he is as soon as I say his name. And he ain't Joe Hendry, it's LA Knight, the megastar. Let's go. Kick to Tama Tongue in the face. Jacob just punched the chair. Took a super kick from Priest. There you go. Now you got him with the chair. Numbers game. Now this is an interesting picture in this ring. Wow. Here we go. LA Knight on the mic. The Street King. LA Knight. Yeah. Woo! We got the Street King and the Megastar. He called them cross-eyed halfwits. No, he didn't. Why would he say so messed up? Why would you so mean? LA Knight pulling no punches. I love LA Knight, man. Still one of the greatest men on the mic. I don't care what nobody says. Boza says Honey Night SmackDown benefited from the portal. Yes. Pre-Terror Twins versus Judgment Day got old pretty quick and pretty fast. Yeah, I'm done with that. Done with that. Dylan says, dude, I was tired of Judgment Day after the first year. that was that the Adam Copeland Judgment Day? Because I feel like things got more exciting once Rhea got involved. So didn't matter to me, man. Got Los Garzas talking with their leader, Legado of I guess they're not calling them Legado, they're Phantasma. I don't even know what they're calling them now. I mean, they are calling them Los Garza. But I guess because people got tired of, like, I don't know. It has to, excuse me, let me not say that. I think it's more so something that has to roll off the tongue a little better. And for them, I guess it's Los Garza. And they are related, aren't they? I think Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza are like cousins or something. Los Garza are going to be going after Magic City. I almost said it. Motor City Machine Guns. They're going to be going after Motor City Machine Guns. I can't believe I just did that. If they win against DIY tomorrow night for the tag titles. That match is going to be so damn good. And now we are getting into the 8-man tag match. Is it me or are we rolling through these matches pretty damn quickly, huh? Pretty Deadly and DIY are on the same team. How unique. I love Ciampa. It's like once Ciampa gets a hold of gold, you can't tell him shit. And I love that. I've always loved that attitude about him. If he was a NXT champion again, this would be a different kind of Ciampa, though. I'm not gonna lie. You guys smell what I smell? I smell shenanigans. I smell a tag team brawl. This is such an odd mix to look at. Yeah, we're not. I mean, they might be friends for now, but they're not going to be friends for long. Yeah. All these tag teams have beef. Yeah. Everybody's going to get it tonight. I just smell fight. Let them fight. Courtney says, Courtney says this is going to be a fun match. I smell mayhem and happy to see tag team division on SmackDown cooking up and creating legit storylines. Same here, sis. Same here. It's like back in the day. Tag teams are relevant again. I mean, not that they were never relevant, but I'm just saying they're more, like you said earlier on WWT, they're at the forefront. They're a priority. These aren't just people that are thrown together and you call them a tag team. Or people that were just put together because Vince wanted it that way. It's about what makes sense here. Pretty DIY. Pretty DIY. That's funny. Dad says, I want a shirt like Pretty Delio Ray. No. Absolutely not. I don't think it would flatter your figure, Dad. Boza says, I have a feeling Nick Aldis will give us that match with LA Knight and Damian Priest versus the Timu Bloodline. I mean, it's technically not the Timu Bloodline anymore. Solo's not there. It's only Jacob and Tama Tonga. And those are my two favorite members. Like I said, I would acknowledge Jacob Fatu before I ever acknowledge Solo Sikoa as my tribal chief. It will never happen. Never. First time since Mania, a set of tag team championships will be on the line at a pay-per-view. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love Jacob Fatu, says Benjamin. And he says this tag team match is going to be insane. It is. Matthew Berman, I hope I'm saying that right. You are new to the channel. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the gang. This is Women's Wrestling Talk, and we are doing our Honey Night SmackDown watch along. I am your hostess, Wrestling with Honey. You could just call me Honey. All friends call me Honey. But welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, and welcome to the channel. Hope you find that we are a very, very spirited bunch here. Jeff says lots of tag teams want those tag team titles. You can't disagree or deny that. I mean, this is what we've been working we've been working towards for quite some time, and just happy to finally see it being done for them. Wait, is that Stephen Amell? That's Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell's in the new Suits. Is that Suits LA? Suits LA? He's at what? I'm not bugging, right? Can y'all please confirm that was Stephen Amell in that commercial? Oh my God. This was such a cool moment to see. I'm glad we got footage of this. I'm so glad we got footage of this. Triple H being inducted and being surprised by Nick, Taker, and Shawn to be inducted. Oh. And Stephanie came out. I just love it. You're damn right, Joe. You're damn right, Joe Tessitore. There's no one more deserving of Hall of Fame this year than Triple H. The cerebral assassin. I'm glad that he's like going in on his own. Like, you know what I mean? He definitely deserves that. You put on the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Put it that way. Benjamin says, who else do you want to see in the Women's Royal Rumble match? That would be a surprise. Earlier on WWT, we actually discussed this very topic, and I said AJ Lee would be a big surprise. I think names like Alexa Bliss would be a surprise. Maybe some NXT call-ups. Maybe excuse me, not Jordan Grace, maybe a Roxanne Perez, maybe a Jada Parker. Jordan Grace, I think definitely will be a part of this Rumble again. She had made such a big splash last year when she arrived with the TNA Knockouts Women's Championship around her waist, which is a wild image for 2024. Super wild. And it's Behrman. And the bear sounds like a bear. Okay, Behrman, Matthew Behrman. Well, pleasure to have you on here with us, Matthew. We appreciate it. That's a great name. Okay. Shout outs to Pachu, who's one of my biggest and best supporters in life and in this streaming journey of mine. Heel rock via Sinistra. Interesting name. Via Sinistra says heel rock is my tribal chief. Babyface Dwayne is he's snoozing for babyface Dwayne. Listen, the final boss, I think, is the tribal chief that we all truly acknowledge as well. We just don't want to admit it yet. Boza says, yes, that is Stephen Amell and starting in Suits LA as Ted Black. That's such a weird contrast because I'm so used to seeing him with a rugged look, especially with being on heels. And I love, if you guys watch the show Heels, if you haven't, you should go check it out. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. It's pretty good stuff. It dives right into the world of indie wrestling and, starting out those small promotions. And it's a really, really good story. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you check that out. Thanks. No, I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh, thank you. Behrman sounds like the bear. Got it. I won't forget it. Courtney Rice says, what? I need to look back and happy to see Suits back on TV. That was one of my favorite shows. Dylan Johnson says, maybe Stephen Amell wins the Rumble and we get a rematch from the SummerSlam match with Cody and Stardust. How funny would that be? That would be really funny. Jeff Mitterling says Triple H earns the right, I guess, the right to be in the Hall, earns the right to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm assuming that's what it says, but I agree with that statement if that's what you are saying. Dad says Triple H is deserving of the induction. I just think he shouldn't have been announced first. Thanks. What? Oh. I mean, he is the boss, but what about China, Bray, Batista? I think those times will come. I think Batista could be an announcement for this year. I don't see Batista getting back in the ring anytime soon for anything. I think he's completely done with wrestling and he's okay with walking away from it. I wouldn't be opposed to having Batista and him being inducted in the same year. China does definitely deserve to be inducted alone as well. She is already a Hall of Fame winner through DX, but totally agree with that. Bray Wyatt, I think it's more so, and Professor touched upon this a couple of days ago when we discussed some of the announcements for Triple H being in the Hall of Fame. I think that it's more so about what the family would want. Like they just inducted, Rotunda. They just inducted IRS and Barry Windham. So might still be a little too soon for Bray. I understand why, because we want it right now, but I think that it's more so about what the family wants to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, when they're comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? So that's a little heavy one. But Batista and China, I totally understand. I think Demolition should also be an inductee this year. I think we should get also I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of others. I mean, hey, he's about to retire this year. And I think Professor also did mention this, but you don't have to be a retired wrestler anymore to be in the Hall of Fame because Rey Mysterio has completely put that, to bed. But why not John Cena? He's having his retirement this year. Why not? Yeah, but there's a few names. There's quite a few names. Jeff Mitterling says, "Wow, this episode has 2 referees doing this. This being women is historic." Yes, it is. Yeah, I've seen Jessica Carr and I want to say her name right, Aya, Miss Smith. Beautiful referees, and I kind of, you know what, and I love these ref uniforms too, as opposed to like the typical, striped zebra looking thing. Eric Tate asks, will the Hall of Fame be on Netflix? I wonder. That's a good question. I know it'll definitely be on Peacock if you have it. But let's see. Maybe I'll find out for you. Where to watch the Rumble? Yes, it streams live on Peacock and on Netflix. So yes, to answer your question, it is both. So it will be on Netflix. Dylan Johnson says, not gonna lie, I thought Batista was in already. No, he's not. Eric Shake says Lex Luger. That's another great one. Dylan Johnson says Cena's a headliner, so I can see him being in it next year. Dad says, you know what would be funny? KO wear Stardust face paint at tomorrow's match. Oh my God. Do you think Kevin Owens would do that? Or if he'll wear polka dots like Dusty? I mean, well, technically we kind of saw Seth troll Cody Rhodes that way when he wore the polka dots. So maybe Kevin Owens will pull off something with Stardust. Maybe a t-shirt or something, because we know he's been rocking the t-shirts every week. Oh my God, that would be freaking hilarious. You guys let me know what you think of that comment. Aaron Teagle, good to see you. Says Mama's on Jay Uso. The Royal. What? I'm not sure exactly what that says. Oh, your money's on Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble. I think that might be what you be saying. What you might be saying, but I don't know. I'm trying to get a better understanding, guys. And happy Friday. I am so ready for the Rumble. Jeff says, what about Mickey James for the Hall of Fame? That's a good one too. That's a very good one. This 8-man tag is going to turn into a hot mess. Y'all know that, right? I hope y'all know that. Oh my God, that's so funny. I was literally just looking at the ring and I'm like, why does it say Love Hurts? But it's sponsored from a movie. I'm like, what does that have to do with wrestling? Whoa. Garza. The pants are about to come off. I knew it. You guys remember when he was doing that in NXT? I was like, all right, this guy's got something. Ooh, Dylan Johnson says Michelle McCool for Hall of Fame. All really, really good suggestions. Again, guys, make sure you guys are liking and sharing this video and subscribing and putting your notifications on, because tomorrow we are going to be right here for the Royal Rumble. And make sure you guys check that out for tomorrow. We're going to be doing a watch along. We're going to do a post show. Also have the Kayfabe podcast with the Councilman and Dion. So it's going to be quite exciting. We also have a very special guest joining us tomorrow. So you guys might want to stay tuned. So please put your notifications on or like and share this video as well. Save it, whatever you need to do to stay in the loop with Women's Wrestling Talk. I want to give everyone a shout out here for hanging with me for the watch along. I know it's always a long 3 hours, but you know what? We do it together. And we get through it together. We get through all this fun stuff and we get to talk about the thing we love and the thing we share most in common, and that's wrestling. I really feel like SmackDown is going. I was just gonna say, I feel like SmackDown is going by tonight because before we knew it, it was the 9 o'clock hour and we're already going into 10 o'clock. This is pretty crazy. And we already got through all of these matches. So what's going to be at the end of all this? Via Sinistra. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that. Listen, it's no fun if I'm watching by myself. So I appreciate you for being here. Every single one of you watching, every single one of you commenting. You guys could be anywhere else in the world, but here you are. You choose to spend time with me, and we talk about wrestling, and we get to have fun and create some dope discussions. You know, we learn about each other. We become a family, somewhat like someone like a family, and that's what I like to pretty much give off in this chat. So I appreciate everybody, even our newcomers as well. Where are y'all going? What do you mean bye? You came out for a whole match. Where y'all going? DIY and Pretty Deadly are actually in good standing with their relationship in this match right now. But meanwhile, Los Garza's just leaving. They're just walking out on Motor City Machine Guns, just leaving them to dust. How rude. Real Talk T, good to see you, says, I predict Jade Cargill to win the Royal Rumble. Ooh, that would really stir the pot now, wouldn't it? What about for the men's? Dylan Johnson says, what if CM Punk's favor is someone screwing over Roman at the Rumble? I think the favor is not going to come in handy until WrestleMania. That's what I think. Dad says, I feel like we are family. I feel like we are too. Especially you, Dad. All right, Saban in there for a pin on Ciampa. Nope, that's a close count right there. Alex Shelley always wanting a hot tag, man. Somebody get this man in this match. Oh, the veteran Johnny Gargano. Before they could make the tag, Johnny Gargano was able to pull him off the apron. This is literally one-on-one now. Uh-oh, I feel like you're going to hit Pretty Deadly. I knew it. I said it. I felt it coming because once I saw Pretty Deadly getting up, I'm like, somebody's going to get kicked. There it is. There it is. Oh, the Motor City Machine Guns just pinned the tag team champions. A tag team of two just pretty much beat the odds. Considering all the shenanigans that happened, but hey, I told you guys this would happen. This was going to be pure utter chaos, which is what we love around Rumble season. Because this is what lets us know that it's going to be WrestleMania, that it's WrestleMania season. Shit gets crazier. Wow. Chris Sabin got that pin off big time. And your winners for tonight. And they will see them again tomorrow. DIY and Motor City Machine Guns for the Tag Team Championship. 2 out of 3 falls. I kind of missed this match too. I haven't missed, we haven't had like a legit intentional match with 2 out of 3 falls in quite some time. And at least this one's a meaningful one because it's the tag team division and the titles are on the line at a Rumble. So that's a big deal. I think that's a cool stipulation for this match. I'm telling you, DIY and Motor City Machine Guns are on that Matt and Jeff Hardy level. Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian kind of hate, where it's just the never-ending go-around circle of who's the better tag team. Yes, still to come, we have The Miz versus Andrade, and then it's official from Nick Aldis that Damian Priest and LA Knight will be teaming up to go against Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Oh boy. Oh boy. That has to be the main event. The tag team match has to be the main event. This is a really fast rise for Jacob's come up. I mean, we knew Solo was going to have a come up, but Solo's was very slow. His rise was slow. And it took for Roman to get beaten in order for him to come out and be who he truly was. But Jacob is coming into his own, and it's not a joke. It's not a game. Real Talk T says, I think CM Punk winning the Men's Royal Rumble would be equally spicy. Definitely. I agree. I think that favor would have to come in handy. And in order for that favor to come in handy by WrestleMania, he cannot win this Rumble. So I chose against CM Punk. But if there's anyone who needs to win this Rumble, it's definitely CM Punk for sure. He needs to. I'm not saying that's who my pick is, but I'm saying, like, as far as storyline goes, that's who needs to win. Let's see. Ciampa should have known better. Pretty Deadly is not your tag partner. Yeah. But then again, they did kick him. They put hands on them first, technically. But Dylan says, Punk isn't my pick. But if he does win, I get to hear my brother-in-law rant and rage because he viscerally hates Punk. So that'll be funny. I understand your sentiment there. We all love to see family members unravel at the funniest things. And that would be pretty funny. Shout outs to your brother-in-law. I hope he makes it through with CM Punk if he wins. But if not, I don't feel for you. I feel more for his lungs and for anything that surrounds him, because I understand viscerally hating a superstar and raging because they won something. Nothing made me rant and rage more than Cody winning and finishing the story. Not getting my main event with the final boss and Roman, and Logan Paul winning the United States title. Don't even get me started. Ciampa, I read that. I'm sorry. Cindy says, Io's almost certain for the Rumble to win because she's the only one on Raw for Rhea to face at Mania when you really think about it. Yes. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we've seen them go one-on-one before, but in NXT? Can someone confirm that for me? I'm almost positive. I might be wrong. But Rhea versus Io is something we have yet to see, and they've kept them very, very far away from each other. It's kind of like how they did with Trick Williams and Obafemi. Like, you knew when it was going to go down, whenever it was going to go down between those two, it was going to go down, and it was going to be a fight. Like, one's not going to budge. But Io and Rhea would be nasty work for WrestleMania weekend. But is that box office? You know what I mean? And Io, and I'm not saying that neither of those women are, because they both are in their own right. But I'm just saying, is that going to be one of the matches on the card that literally put the asses in the seats? And in order for that to be done, they have to create a rivalry between them and things going on between them leading into WrestleMania. That's if Io wins, though. And she is my pick to win as well. She also beat clean a lot of women clean last year. World champions too. Former champions. What does that say about Io? And we know Io's capable of being a women's champion. She was SmackDown women's champion before. She never went to Raw. So it'd be really interesting to see her going against. But then, like I said on WWT, she could say, screw SmackDown, screw Raw. How about I go to NXT and face Julia? Io Sky versus Julia. Cindy, I hope you're listening to this. Io Sky versus Julia is what I want for 2025 for the NXT Women's Championship. That's what I want. Tell me you can't see that. Tell me you guys can't see that. That's a match that puts the asses in the seats. No disrespect to Rhea, because we know that she could put anyone in seats. What's that? What's he looking at? Oh, he's looking at tag titles. Tama Tonga's looking at tag titles. Oh, there goes DIY. Yeah. Tama Tonga still eyeing those tag team titles. And we can't say he hasn't held a title, because he did last year. He held his tag team title with Tama Tonga. What did he say? Oh, you're on your own. They're gonna have no help tomorrow night. So Gargano and Ciampa. Gargano and Ciampa were gonna rely on the likes of Pretty Deadly to help them. I don't know. Boo! Boo! Tyrese Halliburton. Boo! Indy 317. Take that shit off. No. Take that off. Oh, get this man out of here. Where's Jalen Brunson when you need him? Jeffrey, you're right. Fun, very, very fun tag team match. Sorry for the lateness on another live stream that was doing predictions. Glad you can still make time for us, buddy. I mean, hey, we're here for 3 hours. I ain't really going anywhere that fast, so you're good. We were doing some predictions ourselves as well. We've been chatting it up about the Rumble tomorrow and the events for tonight. What do you think of what's been going on tonight? Cindy says Jay doesn't need to win. She has a whole storyline set up for her turn. Remember, she was attacked. Dylan Johnson asks, "Does anyone else want Solo Sikoa's theme song when he goes on his own to be riding solo?" Please, God, no. Oh my God, look at this shit here, y'all. Look at Michael Cole. Michael Cole and Cody Rhodes crowd surf today at the kickoff. Cody almost fell. They almost dropped Cody. What's wrong with y'all? Hold your champion up. Look at that crazy kickoff. Look at all those people in there. Cole got his cheeks squeezed. Yo, Pat McAfee, bro. I freaking love Pat McAfee, man. Daniel Lucci. Have you ever felt so much pain in your stomach after? Okay. We'll just disregard that, I guess. But that's all. That was after question mark. Don't know what you're talking about. Real Talk T says, I think it would make those who already hate him to hate him more because he has already beat the main people who hated to see him return. Eric Tates is praying for Philly. Of course, Dad says Drew and Seth will target Punk if they're together during the match. They could. But then you also got Kevin Owens in there. I mean, CM Punk has a lot of guys. He's going to be a target for a lot of people in that Rumble. Being that he was also a final two just the year before, speaks a lot. Cindy says Rhea is 0-4, 0 for 4 against EO in NXT. Ah, I knew they'd seen each other in NXT too. Mine was either Corbin beating Kurt and Ronda winning the Rumble in 22. LOL, I was livid. I wasn't too thrilled about Kurt Angle losing. And you know what? I was actually there for that. I was there for that Mania. I wasn't too thrilled about it, but I was actually I was very happy though to see Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist who won it with a broken freaking neck, like live and in his final match ever. So, you know, things like that you just got to take as a small blessing. Aaron Teagle says, I'm picking James should have won the Royal Rumble. I'm picking, I think you mean Jay. I'm picking Jay Uso, the one to be the number one in the Royal Rumble. Dylan Johnson says that is true. EO is the only one to face Rhea, but the Rumble winner isn't choosing Rhea because Charlotte, my queen, is choosing Tiff. Oh yeah, you got the scoop. Rio versus EO has to sell us for us to be main event level. Seriously. Daniel Wilhelm, this is such a funny comment, and I appreciate that. I'll take it as a compliment, man. I will. He said, who knew Alicia Keys loved wrestling? That is so funny. It's really, really funny you say that. I've gotten quite a few Alicia Keys references in my lifetime, a couple of times in life. So I will kindly take that. I appreciate it. Brandon Stevens says, Michin, she's going to win United States Women's Championship in a no holds barred match. I believe she just went against Chelsea Green and she lost. Unless you're talking about soon she's going to, or is that what you would book or you want her to want to see? Bosa says, I think Team Bloodline want the tag team championships. Dad says, is Dakota injured? If so, who would take her spot? A certain empress or a certain goddess? And here we go. Women's 1-on-1. Liv Morgan versus Naomi. And Naomi is upon her arrival, bringing the glow to Indianapolis. Naomi's theme song slaps. Daniel Wilhelm with the yada mean. When Jacob is special, man. He's a special talent. It's not even funny. Boza says DIY shit and bricks because Motor City Machine Guns have the momentum with 2 out of 3 falls. Yes, that they do. But I don't think that they are going to be successful. But you know what? I personally think they could come up successful in defending or regaining the championships back. I feel like it makes good back and forth because I did say that on WWT Live earlier. I just want to make sure I stick with my words. Courtney Rice, the tag division is heating up. I know you're happy about that. D-Ron Kincaid says, hey, did you read my message about Charlotte Flair's looks and about her entrance in the Royal Rumble 2025? I did see that. I didn't quite read it, but I will definitely get back to it as soon as I can find it. If not, feel free to reiterate because there's a lot going on in this chat right now. Cindy says Io's the only member of Damage Control who isn't injured. Yeah. Kairi Sane's injured. Asuka. I mean, well, it's been very quiet for Asuka. So as far as wrestling goes, not quiet as far as, things going surrounding her right now, because there were a lot of concerns and talks about her and getting protection from certain people and craziness, and WWE has been on top of that as of late. So thankfully, I mean, Asuka's another national treasure that we need to protect at all costs. International treasure. But yeah, Dad, to answer your question, Dakota Kai has a concussion. Yawn, this is a bathroom break segment. Which segment was that? Oh, the Indian app, the Tyrese Halliburton. Jeffrey says Tyrese might be in the Rumble. Triple H teased it at the kickoff. I really don't want that. I really don't want anybody to be any wasted. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'd rather have Bad Bunny. I'd rather have, you know what? I don't know if I should say that on air because a lot of people might hold it against me, but I'm going to say it because this is how serious I am and how I mean it. I don't want Tyrese Halliburton anywhere near this Rumble. I don't even want Jalen Brunson near it. They had their moment. Don't do it again. But if you do bring Jalen Brunson there or Cat, oh my God, if they bring Karl Anthony Towns, that place will boo the shit out of him. But that would be beautiful. I would love that. I would rather have Logan Paul win the Royal Rumble than see Tyrese Halliburton enter it. That's what I said. I said it. There it is. There it is. Do with that what y'all will. John Cena is here again, but I can't see him. He says, honey, Io Sky versus Julia. That match will be a banger for the ages. Chris Munoz from Texas. Pleasure, buddy. Pleasure. Good to see you again. And I think Io Sky and Julia is something that I want for 2025. ASAP. I didn't get to see the kickoff. I just saw the clips of it. WWE World. I love when they do all of this. Like this was a fun experience. Boss Lady and I, when we went to WWE World, they had so much shit going on there. And even in the Fanatics event, it's basically like its own, like WWE's own event, Fanatics event, like meet and greets, signing autographs, trading cards, buying championships, creating your own entrances and stuff like that, or entering like your favorite superstar. So much fun. Eric Tate says he thinks that John Cena will be number one at Royal Rumble. Maybe we should ask him. Ask him in the chat. John Cena's somewhere in the chat. And it's glow time. And of course, who's come to ruin the party? Liv Morgan and Raquel. I love the Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool thing they're doing with them. I'm so here for it. Boza says that title defense was incredible from the Big Three on Tuesday versus Metaphor. Metaphor should be women's tag team champions. Honestly, I thought that's what we would be seeing by now, but there's more to the story. Apparently, there's more to the story. Deron says, I extremely love Naomi's new theme song. John Cena asks, honey, did you hear that Triple H will be a 2-time Hall of Famer inductee class of 2025? You know I did. We also discussed it here on WWT Live as well. So make sure you guys check all that out. Of course, after you're finished hanging out with me. We're already going into our 10 o'clock hour, guys. Already. So we have 1 hour left. We have a main event. We have a tag team match. Not sure what else is in the works. And we also have Andrade versus The Miz. So we have 2 more matches left. And we are pretty much going to be wrapping it up from there. And as soon as we are done with this show, with our watch along, please stick around because we're going to hang around for a little bit for the post show. I don't like to do longer than 15 minutes for a post show. So we're just going to keep it short and sweet and to the point because we have a long day of work ahead of us. Women's Wrestling Talk and myself and the whole crew and everybody in there. We're going to be very, very busy people tomorrow. We have the Kayfabe podcast. We have the watch along. We have the post show for the Royal Rumble. I will also be on with Sports Mark analysts at some point in time tomorrow. Check those guys out. They cover all things sports and wrestling. My guys, Paul and Jay over at Sports Mark analysts. You can follow them on all their on all social spaces as well at Sports Mark analysts. And we have a segment called the Heel Heat where we do our predictions for every PLE. And it's going to be fun to reunite with the boys. These are actually the guys who I started with before Women's Wrestling Talk found me on this platform. And, I've joined this lovely platform since then. So shout outs to Jay and Paul. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point for that. So make sure you guys check all that out. And before I leave, I will make sure I give you guys my sign off and let you guys know where you can find me and follow us all and the crew because we got a lot of cool things going on. We got a lot of interviews, a lot of content coming out. Like I said, we have the new website, we have the merch. Speaking of that, let's just refresh the memory a bit. Check out our merch at wwtalkpod.com.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www.talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Damn it, I'm trying to charge my phone. Or charge my computer. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to give you guys a full view there. Chart. Yeah, chart. But www talkpod.com for all your merch, all the cool stuff we got on the site, and All Caribbean Wrestling on all the social spaces. Those are our sponsors. Please check all that out. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. Oh, and these women are giving it a run for their money. This would be match of the night if there were no commercials during it or picture to picture. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second here. Eric Tate is on the same boat that I'm on, and I think that I think Randy Orton is definitely going to be the reason why Kevin Owens loses tomorrow. Mackenzie says, I hope Asuka is doing well. I don't want her to be stressed out. I hope she comes back soon. Dad says, Logan Smalls wins the Rumble. You need therapy. I would lose my shit if that happens. I was just saying that Logan Paul, I would rather want Logan Paul to win the Rumble than for Tyrese Halliburton to join the Royal Rumble. That's all. I don't say that that's what I want. Trust me, you guys know how I feel about Logan Paul, and that's definitely not what I want. What I really love about this match is that it's Liv Morgan in her prime and Naomi in her prime as well. Want me to move it up? Pat you with a unusual cameo appearance, just having some technical stuff going on, and that's his neck of the woods. Oop. Naomi with a dope splash off the top to Liv Morgan. Still can't get her to win. Still can't get the pin on that. There we are. Much better now, guys. Sorry, I didn't want my laptop to die while I'm on here live with you guys. And I was like, wait a minute, why is my charger not working? Need my producer, editor help. Technical difficulties. It's all part of the show. Up, kick out. Liv Morgan, what is that? Liv, what is that face? Change her. She looks so terrified that she didn't get the 3 on that. Dad with a little quiz here. Anyone remember when Naomi was a backup dancer and for who? Cindy nailed it. Brodus Clay. Somebody call my mama. Oh, come on. Naomi was about to finish this the right way. Bianca, do your job, girl. Yes. Get her out of the way. Did somebody's lash fly off? Naomi tried to go for it. The moonsault, it did not work. Oh, snap, roll up pin, and she just pin. Ooh, Naomi walks away with the win on Liv Morgan tonight. Holy shite. No, I missed that. I missed it. I didn't even know CM Punk was going to be on Pat McAfee earlier, Jeffrey. I didn't even know. Did he really say that? Is your wife in the Rumble, Punk? Why would my wife be in the Men's Royal Rumble? You know what? I can't deal. Very well played, too. Well played, CM Punk. Of course. Raquel and Liv Morgan doing what they do. Liv Morgan willing to go up on a power bomb, taking a hit. I'm here for this, Shawn Michaels-esque kind of thing going on. Jeffrey, we see you, Pachu. Dylan says, not gonna lie, I kind of want to see Naomi and Bianca both as heels, so I hope it's both of them that took Jade out. I thought that, and I said that to Professor on Wednesday when we were talking for WWT Live, and I was like, who, everybody's talking about which one it was. Who was it? It was Naomi. It was Bianca. It was Naomi. It was Bianca. But who's to say it wasn't both of them? Dad says, is that Pachu my favorite son-in-law? Oh my God, Dad. He's so silly. Boza says, that's okay, honey. We wouldn't want the laptop to die tomorrow. I wouldn't have wanted to die tonight either. I'm live, man. Can't ruin the show. Boss lady will kick my butt. Benjamin says, Naomi and Bianca need help. They don't have a friend right now. It could be both of them that took out Jade. I mean, I don't know, guys. I really don't know who attacked Jade, but I do want to eventually get to the bottom of this because this is getting a bit redundant. And Jade has been gone for a minute. And we need answers. We need answers like this weekend. So something's got to give, God willing. John Cena says, honey, if Randy Orton showed up and returned and cost Kevin Owens and lose and help Cody Rhodes, Randy and Cody are going in their legacy days. That's very true. That's a good point, being that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes have plenty of history together, being in the faction that was known as Legacy. Oh my God. You know who I can't wait to see at this Rumble, guys? This man right here. Look at that. Isn't that a face made for the Rumble? I told you, when I met Joe Hendry, because I got this at a meet and greet. Shout outs to the Wrestling Collector. Shout outs to Tommy Pharaoh. When I went to Joe Hendry's meet and greet, I said to him specifically, I was like, my friends and I, we do a podcast, and I've discussed numerous times on this podcast that you should definitely make an appearance at the Rumble and come out at number 30. He didn't say anything. He didn't confirm or deny, but he looked over at his friend. He was like, well, you never know. You never know. And I'm just like looking and seeing if there's anything that he'd give away, but like a true professional. He did not sell. So we're just going to have to wait and see if anyone says his name and he appears. So I really hope and believe that Joe Hendry will appear this weekend in Indianapolis. He's too recognizable of a guy. So it's like there's so much going on. You wouldn't even be able to like see him in the public eye. Like, and you definitely have to wear a hood. You can't be walking around here because as soon as everybody sees your hair, they know it's you and they know who you are. So, but yeah, let Joe Hendry would be a phenomenal entrant at the Rumble. I would prefer him to come out at like number 30, kind of the same way he did in NXT, where he was the last man in to enter the Battle Royal for the NXT Championship. But yeah, I think what they were doing with him in NXT was him testing the waters. They have the belt on him now. If he shows up at the Rumble with the TNA Championship, because we had that happen last year with the women's. We didn't see the men's TNA Championship on WWE TV yet. So, with that being said, I think that Joe Hendry, I believe in Joe Hendry. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I believe in Joe Hendry. Randy Cody and the Jailbird as Mr. DiBiase. Not Ted DiBiase. Talking about Junior, the son. Why is his name escaping me? Or is it Ted DiBiase Jr.? I could have almost sworn that wasn't his name, but I might be wrong. Hendry, Dad says Hendry will get eliminated from the Rumble faster than Santino. I don't know about that. He's a champion. He's not a scrub. He's not no scrub. I mean, I'm not calling Santino a scrub by any means at all, but I'm just saying, like, I highly doubt that Joe Hendry is going to be out that quickly. You're going to need time for him to do the entrance. Like, if he comes out straight out the gate at number 1, that's crazy. That would be crazy. Because then you have enough time for the crowd to interact with the song and do the wave your hands from side to side and say, I believe in Joe Hendry. But yeah, I mean, you need the full effect. So it's either number 1 or number 30 for the guy. And take his time to go to the ring at 30. Or maybe there's one person left in the ring and then Joe Hendry comes up. Oh my God, if John Cena... Because Joe Hendry has openly said on interviews numerous times and more than once, the person he's after next is John Cena. If we get we're gonna get a John Cena and Joe Hendry face off. If John Cena is one of the last men in the Rumble, and then there's a final guy to come out, and it's Joe Hendry, we're getting Joe Hendry and Cena at Mania. And the build-up, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. There's also things I heard about a certain Mr. Aleister Black. I'm not calling him Malachi anymore. It's Aleister. It's always been Aleister, and it should always be Aleister, damn it. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm not gonna do that. That's all I'm gonna say. Courtney says, yes, the wrestling collector is the best. And if you're ever in New Jersey area, you have to go. I got myself a Chris Jericho figure, Attitude Era mode. Dope. Yeah, shout outs to the wrestling collector in Stockholm, New Jersey. It's a bit of a hike, but if you're in the area, it's a good ride and it's a really cool store. And the owner is super awesome. He also owns the indie wrestling company, ISPW. Yeah, they got a lot of cool things going on, and they have a lot of awesome meet and greets up there as well. Obviously, I mean, hello, I don't know what it's. Joe Hendry was a big one. Joe Hendry was a big meet and greet for me. I mean, there's been quite a few big ones. It's not as big as, like, for me personally, as like the Undertaker per se, but That's a pretty big meet and greet for somebody who's one of the hottest commodities in wrestling right now. Just say. Jeffrey says the reveal will be happening at the Rumble when Naomi and Bianca are helping each other and Jade comes out. My thing is, what kind of Jade are we gonna get? Like, if it's Jade the way she was when she reinvented that bloody picture, like the way Doja Cat reinvented herself for her persona Scarlet for her album, that's what the photo was inspired by. I think that if Jade was smart, she'd come out looking enraged and bloody and just seeing red and ready to just annihilate everyone. Wait a minute, guys. I just realized Andrade versus The Miz is on. And it's towards the end of the night. This whole weekend is really hard not to get your hopes up, but I have been waiting patiently for a couple of weeks now. They've been portaling everybody through from Raw to SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw, what have you. If The Miz is here with Andrade, I'm going to need Uncle Howdy to come out. I'm going to need Uncle Howdy to come out. Or Zelina Vega. Ugh. What was the last time Miz with the, oh God, the gesture, the tiny balls gesture. Miz, when was the last time Miz was in a one-on-one? And this is him with Andrade. Like, besides R-Truth, I'm talking about like a real one-on-one with a real, like, not saying that R-Truth is not a real wrestler, but what I'm saying is like with a real competitor like Andrade. Miz last singles match. The Miz's last singles match was against Gunther at Survivor Series War Games in 2023 when he challenged Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That was the last time The Miz was in a singles. Wow. Well, that makes sense, though, because then we went on later on into the year in 2024 to go into Mania. He we reunited the Awesome Truth and they got the tag team title. Wow. Huh. The Miz is, wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat. R.I.P. Andrade jobbing to The Miz. All right. Via Sinistra. This is what I'm going to do with this comment. I'm going to say this. I think the whole jobbing thing and the whole burying thing is done. I think words like jobber and burying are words that were left in the Vince era. Because I don't think, if you look at the stack of superstars that we have on this roster now, men, women's, NXT, doesn't matter what brand, there's no bad matches. And every single person on the roster is adds value to the company. I don't think Andrade is a jobber. I think Andrade is a workhorse. Andrade is I feel like those terms are so Vince era. Like this, it's a thing of the past. I just roll that off my shoulder. I don't find what you're saying offensive. But what I'm saying is I think that a lot of people use those terms too loosely. Just because somebody lost once doesn't mean they're getting buried. Just because they're fighting someone like the Miz. Like, first of all, Andre jobbing to the Miz is a crazy sentence because Andrade's not a jobber and Miz is not no schmuck. He is the A-lister. He is also a main eventer. He's also a two-time Grand Slam champion. So that's not, I wouldn't consider this jobbing, especially if it's just someone who has been in the business for 10 plus years and made a name for himself on his own. So I would have to reconsider using those terms, jobber and burying and things like that, or putting over. Like putting over, I understand, because we all that's a good thing, but I don't think there's such thing as burying anymore. I don't think Triple H looks at it like that anymore, and it shouldn't be looked at like that. Like just because you work so many matches with the same person or just because you haven't gotten to the main event, or just because you haven't gotten a title shot for anything, doesn't mean that you're necessarily a jobber. Doesn't mean necessarily that you're being punished for anything. That was more of a Vince thing. This is a Paul Levesque era. And we know the way Triple H ran NXT, Andrade was a champion. Andrade was the NXT champion. He also had Zelina Vega at his side, and he had stellar matches and was amazing in the ring. So I wouldn't even use those kinds of terms with these guys, especially names like Andrade and The Miz. And Andrade also even went out to another promotion, made a bigger name for himself on his own, got his experience out there, and came back. So, but yeah, I just wanted to, I'm not knocking anything you're saying. You didn't say anything wrong. I'm not offended, but I just think, to be fair to the superstars, I don't think we should use the word jobbing anymore, because not for nothing, every single thing that we're watching them do is literally their job. So it's literally their line of work. It's literally their way to put food on their table and pay their bills and take care of their families. And also, more important, not just as importantly, to entertain us. So I wouldn't call it jobbing anymore, or use that word anymore. It's kind of no, and I feel you. Just your prediction. I feel you on that. Your opinion is totally warranted here. I'm not knocking anybody for their opinion. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I will never say that out loud to anybody, because your opinion is your opinion, and your prediction is your prediction. Your reaction is your reaction. But yeah, I think that I just think the term is used a little loosely. That's all. Too loosely. Like the term friend. You know what I mean? Friend, best friend, and acquaintance. Different, you know? Oh, what a chop by Andrade to The Miz. And not for nothing, this match is damn near close to the main event. You can't be mad at this. I just know that this is a setup for something. This match is a setup for something. There's nothing on the line. There's no title. There's just it's either bragging rights or something's going to ruin The Miz. And we know the Wyatt Six has it out for him. So if I'll just wait. I'm not going to say anything else, but you guys know what I'm about to say. Dylan Johnson, yes, it's mainly when with the something very loosely said that IW community says, it's a term that they use when their favorites lose. That's a good way to put it. Courtney says people are overusing that word too much and have seen it happen many times on all brands. Some fans don't understand the key word of long-term storytelling and main event chase. That's another thing too, man. Like you think, yeah, Hulk Hogan was the guy with the belt all the time, but you know what? Macho Man didn't always have the belt, but guess what? He was always damn near close to the main event, because why? He was a superstar. He was larger than life. He would get the fans crazy. Like I was watching the 1991 or 1993, one of those Royal Rumbles. Macho Man came out and the crowd went nuts. It might as well have been Hogan. Put it that way. It might as well have been Hogan. So, for the Roman Reigns, for people who think that their favorites are going to shoot right to the top, like Roman Reigns, all like shit, that didn't happen to Roman Reigns overnight. Roman Reigns didn't become tribal chief overnight. It took 10 plus years for him to become the tribal chief and to find himself. fully in his form. So Andrade, same thing. Miz, same thing. Like Miz is not washed. Miz is somebody, and not for nothing. Shout outs to the councilman. If you guys follow the crew, Will Pharaoh, he said a very, very bold statement, and I'm gonna find the clip too of it. But if you follow me on my socials and keep up with some of our stuff that we talk about, one of the discussions we had was that backhand to the Miz, Andrade for the pin, 1, 2. That is a clean win by Andrade. And Miz has lost. Challenge was accepted and executed by El Ídolo. Andrade, like I said, workhorse. But Councilman made a very good case for Miz being one of the greatest because of the fact that you take the Miz and you put him anywhere and he'll fit right in. You put him in a funny story, you put him in a scary story, you give him a tag team partner, you give a celebrity that needs to be ushered in, you give him Miz TV. Like you got, like, Miz is the guy you call for the clutch wherever you need him. Like he's your go-to guy. Somebody needs a little revamping, throw him to the Miz. Miz will make a show out of it. And yeah, Miz is just doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. And that's working. Ooh, Santos Escobar and Damian Priest. I'll be seeing you very soon. Oh my God. Our truth is here. The smile he gave Damian Priest. Oh my God. Truth thinks he's on Raw. I just talked with Adam Pearce, and he has hair and a British accent. Very distinctive. Who's that back there? Oh, that's Shinsuke. Shinsuke's lurking around, man. Shinsuke's been lurking around all night. There's LA Knight, and there's Damian Priest. Shinsuke in the background. Where's Uncle Howdy? I'm going to lose my shit if I don't see Uncle Howdy. No Uncle Howdy, no Wyatt Six, no nothing. He said, yeah, and Wepa. I'm so done. We got a Wepa from LA Knight in 2025. LA Knight, you're invited. You're invited. Mama gonna cook you some rice and beans right now, boy. Oh! We have a Tiffy sighting, and even better, a Zelina sighting. And she's looking at the belt. Zelina's gonna be in the Rumble too. How did I not think to pick my friend? I was trying to think unbiased. Oh, Zelina. Hey, girl. Well, we got the first appearance of Zelina. Oh, that made me so happy. That's fine. I will take that. Y'all ain't gonna give me Bray Wyatt 6. Fine. I'll take Zelina. That's fine. That's more than enough. Eyeing that belt, baby. You see that, Jeffrey? You see that? Oh, I can't believe I popped the way I did for that. I wasn't expecting to see her. Oh, yes. She's become the 11th woman to confirm for the Rumble. Loving it. Courtney says, Tiffy is giving me Christina Aguilera in the early 2000s vibes, and happy to see Zelina on SmackDown. 2025 is the year of gold for her. God willing, please. Please, please, please. So wait a minute. R-Truth thinks he's on Raw right now, and he says Adam Pearce has hair and a British accent, and it's very distinctive. Is he talking about Pretty Deadly? Who's he talking about? Oh, yes, our muñeca, our la muñeca. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see it. That made me happy. That made me very happy. Boza says Mandy Rose was on her podcast claiming Tiffy stole her phrase when she said, I'm mother and I know what you're talking about. Not I'm in my way. Respect on my name or something. Put respect on my name. Listen, that wasn't Mandy Rose's line. And Will definitely reminded me this the other day because I sent him I saw a clip of it and I sent it to Will and we know he runs on Tiffy time. He is the councilman of Strattonville, and the Strattonites were running amok when they saw the clip of Mandy Rose, but he quickly reminded me and said, and they both stole it from Birdman. So, boom, mic drop on that. And moving on right along to the night, Damian and R-Truth. How hilarious would they be as a tag team? It'd pretty much be like the Rock and Mick Foley, the Rock and Sock Connection era. I think so. Ghost Rider Sky Thrills, thank you so much for joining us. And he asks, do you know when the Wyatt Six will be back? I do not. There's no telling where Uncle Howdy is, what he's up to. I'm surprised we have gotten no QR codes or hints to anything yet, or weird phone dial-up noises or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. Dad is claiming R-Truth to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Oh, he's talking about Pete Dunne, aka Butch. There's no way, because he would have said Butch and not Adam Pearce. I don't know. Maybe he was talking about Pretty Deadly. I'm trying to think of who else has a British accent. It has to be Pretty Deadly. And they have long hair. Oh, is he talking about Nick and possibly coming to the SmackDown via portal? Oh, that's who he's talking about. Nick. All right, so it's not long hair, but the way he grabbed his lock, I was like, wait a second. But yeah, he kind of confused me there. Boza says, if you're betting tomorrow, bet online. AG is saying that saying that John Cena and Charlotte Flair will win the 2025 Royal Rumble matches. If John Cena wins the Rumble, I will find that to be so underwhelming. I will find that to be very underwhelming. He definitely does. He also has his shows mixed up because apparently he still thinks he's on Raw. Oh my God, John Cena. Guys, I just realized this is going to be all right, let's take a moment and realize this. This is going to be John Cena's last Royal Rumble. Just let that sink in for a second. John Cena is about to go into his last Royal Rumble. The very last, because this is his final year. Got a final Rumble, final Chamber, final WrestleMania, final SummerSlam, final War Survivor Series, Backlash, the Clash at the Castle, whatever the hell else is going on. It's going to be his last year through it. This is crazy. It's fine. No. Yes, it does, Pat. John Cena retirement tour starts tomorrow. And we are down to the last half hour of our watch along. Okay, so we have some guests. Oh, we're interviewing Tiffy time. Okay, well, let's interview Tiffy, shall we? Oh, excuse me. I'm here for the polka dots. I'm not usually a polka dot loving kind of person, but it looks cute on her. I'm so glad she's this kind of champion. Like she's the pretty, like she's not just the pretty face. She'll kick your ass too. Shout outs to Pachu. I can see him headlining next year's Royal Rumble. Who do you see headlining next year's Royal Rumble? Dylan says if Cena wins, I'm marking out, and I think a lot of other people will too, but not me. Boza, I feel you. I feel you on this statement. He says, to be honest, both of them, both Charlotte and John Cena, referring to, would be underwhelming, and I'm trying to be respectful. I get it. I kind of want Charlotte to. I wish Charlotte would have stayed away from the Rumble, but I feel like there's a meaning to it. There's a reason behind it, and yeah. So I think, but as far as her winning it, I'm not sure if I'm on board with that, or John Cena. But if it's his retirement tour and he's trying to get to maybe wrestle one more WrestleMania again, does he really need to be a part of the main event? Does he really need to win another title? He's still, he doesn't hold the record. He's at the cusp of breaking it. He's tied with Ric Flair. What more could you ask for? Oh, headlining next year's Hall of Fame with John Cena. Got you, Boza. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. First ballot. Whoa! Courtney, look at this. We got the Poison Pixie in the house. Coming to address the champion. Oh, I'm loving the way her hair is cut. They kind of bumped up the hair. I love that. Give it some teasing up here. I love her hair like this. Shout outs to the veteran, Mrs. Wrestling. Oh, she might have a point. Candace Story might have a point. I love my Tiffy, but Candace ain't. Tiffy got them heels on. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Come on, Naya. Hair. Rawr. Love it. Oh, headbutt. Tiffy has be barefoot. I was gonna say, girl, you better have taken off those heels. Naya is out for blood like a shark in the water, dragging the princess to the corner, and down. Boom goes the queen with the bonsai drop on the champion. Is this a sign of things to come? That is literally 12 women who have now declared for the Royal Rumble, Boza. Tiffy and Candace won't forgive, and they won't forget. She's got her. I love that Naya's got her little minion. She always has somebody little with her. She had freaking Alexa Bliss. Her finisher is just like Yokozuna. Exactly. I believe in her real name, in her Samoan name, Yokozuna is like her middle name or something like that as well. And as well as Solo Sokoa. If you look at the bloodline tree, you could see all of their names. I believe a few of them have Yokozuna's name in there. But yeah, she finishes it exactly like him, and I think that's a tribute to them. A tribute to Yokozuna. They also do the Samoan drop. Which was, of course, made famous by the High Chief Peter Maivia, the patriarch of the entire bloodline that we know and love today. My goodness. 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team match. Women's Rumble match. Men's Rumble match. Cody Rhodes and KO. Last time we saw the Winged Eagle Championship, Joe Tessitore just said it, defended at a Rumble was in 1998 or 88. Did he say 88 or 98? It had to be 98 because I'm thinking Shawn and Taker. Here we go. Main event time. Final 20 minutes, guys. Light at the end of the tunnel. We are finishing up and wrapping it up with our final match for the evening of our SmackDown watch along. Go home show before the Rumble. This was an eventful SmackDown. There was a lot of action going on. Lots of things to anticipate for tomorrow. And make sure you like and subscribe and share all things women's wrestling talk. Jacob Fatu is there. Tamatonga, of course, not too far behind. They are teaming up to go against the Street King, Damian Priest, and L.A. Knight, the megastar. Jacob's thing gets me hyped. You know what? You guys are going to think I'm funny because I don't acknowledge the Team of Bloodline. But that doesn't mean I don't acknowledge theme songs, okay? Solo Sokoa's theme song, as of late, I've been bumping that shit. That song goes extremely hard. The lyrics, the cadence of the lyrics, whoever's rapping on that song, ate that song up. I have been destined to win. Alpha Omega begin. Let it begin. You can step through my lens. Like, come on. Like the beat goes hard. The trumpets in the background and the taking it all. Like I feel that shit. I get it. I get it. Like I understand why it was so difficult for Jacob Fatu to keep coming out to his music because he's dancing to that shit. Like that song's a vibey song. And that's a good motivation song. Like that's a good workout song. Like, yeah. Like any of the Samoan Bloodline songs are beast. Tamatonga's theme song on the Lolo, beast as well. Forget trying to make Braun Breaker the new Brock Lesnar. Jacob is the Brock right now. He's unstoppable. Solo actually took it all. Literally, I see no lies told. Good go home show, says Eric Tate. It's going to be a fire PLE tomorrow. I agree. Jasim, Elordi, good to see you, bud. Carmelo said he tried to headbutt of a Samoan, but they do say in Samoan culture, you never headbutt a Samoan. Never, ever. None of them. If you've noticed, like, even throughout history, you see people overselling the headbutt, like from a Samoan. Like that's official. Like there's no headbutting them. You headbutt a Samoan, you're headbutting yourself. Put it that way. I am control of the game. You do not step in the lane. We not the same. You do not step in my lane. Like I don't know, like that beat. Dun, 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 dun. It's so good. I need to figure out how. I need to talk to Boss Lady or something. Like we need to figure out how to do a show where we can review and listen back to theme songs or listen to new theme songs and like study them and analyze them and react to them, kind of like the way a lot of streamers do and podcasters do with as far as albums go. When a new album is released, I feel like we need to do a show or episode literally based on just listening to the theme songs from WWE, because there's quite a few that I would love to dissect. Like there's tidbits and little things that you hear and nuances in a song, like music, wrestling matches. We could dissect all day. Theme songs, I will dissect theme songs under the table, man. Like that, I love theme songs. Like WWE theme songs is usually what's mostly played on my list, and they don't even make up a majority of the songs that are downloaded on my list, but they are always there when I need them, and they're the best. From New York City, the Bronx, Damian Priest. All rise for El Campeón. And now we have the megastar coming out. This is actually a very unlikely duo, but it's a hot duo. I'm here for it. I'm not mad at this duo. Oh God, this match is gonna be brutal. And we got 15 minutes. 15 minutes and counting. Jasim Elordi says, I feel like me and The Rock kind of connect because of his African culture mixed with his Samoan culture. And he kind of relates to me because he kind of relates to me because we're both warriors. We both have African blood. It's a beautiful thing when you're able to relate to a lot of your favorites that you look up to. It makes you feel heard, makes you feel seen, makes you feel important, as it should. And I think that's amazing. I like the Samoan culture. I feel like they're related to African culture. The Rock is part African, part Samoan. Yes, he is. And he has always been very, very vocal about the representation of his both African and Samoan culture. Samoan culture. I like to say it the way they say it because I have respect for the Samoan culture as well. Some Samoan, Polynesian, Hawaiian. Yeah, everything that they do is literally sacred to them as far as an intentional and this wrestling business is definitely one of those things that they take sacredly, because obviously look at their bloodline. Jeffrey says that would be a great debate on the best theme songs. Not even the best theme songs, just picking a theme song for an episode and just reviewing it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel there's so many different kind of theme songs that we could dissect, like different versions of them as well. For all kinds, from going back to the golden era to now, like any theme song, even like the old school theme songs, the Rockers, Jake the Snake, Dusty Rhodes. But yeah, I feel like we need a review, WWE soundtrack reviewing show or something like that. We're gonna have to talk about that with the boss lady, see what we could do. Jeffrey says Jim Johnson was a musical genius. Still is. LA Knight's theme is great too. The WWE title match is going to be long. I don't think it's going to be as long as the Rumble. The Rumble's going to take up the bulk of the show, both men and women's. Got to at least have a good 45 minutes to an hour for each match. Running hip attacks from Jacob Fatu. What's so funny is that Pachu and I were watching all those old Rumbles. I happened to stumble on Royal Rumble 2000 in Madison Square Garden. And there was the likes of the Big Show, The Rock. That was the Miss Royal Rumble 2000s bikini contest where the cat, or AKA Miss Kitty, had bubble wrap for a bathing suit. My God, how far we've come with the women in wrestling. But that was also the night Mae Young grossed us out and oversold herself too much. And Mark Henry for the cover. Mark Henry was pretty much covering that up with Sexual Chocolate at the time. But that was when the final two were The Rock and the Big Show. And I distinctly remember the first person in that Rumble. Was it the first? Was he the first? He was not one, maybe not the first, but he was one of the longest superstars that were, he was one of the superstars that were in there the longest that year. And that was Rikishi Fatu. The way, the similarities between Rikishi and even Yokozuna was in there. Well, not 2000, but like, even watching all the old Rumbles and seeing Yokozuna and seeing Rikishi and seeing Umaga in like the 2000, later on 2000 Rumbles, it threw me for a loop because I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God, look at Jimmy and Jay's dad. Oh my God, look at Haku. Oh my God, look at Umaga. Look at Zilla. Look at little Jacob and Yokozuna. Like you see Solo, like you see all of the bloodline that we have now, OG, Timu alike. It's like literally embedded in their DNA and they all look the same doing it. The super kicks, the headbutts, Rikishi was even jamming out with Too Cool in that Rumble. Like they came both, Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay came out. Oh my God. And it was just magic. They did the dance, they put the shades on him, but then Rikishi clotheslines them and knocks them both out. Because, in the Rumble, it's every man for himself. There's no friends, it's nothing personal. But then Rikishi went on to go ahead and start dancing, and he had the shades on, and I'm like, oh my God, look at Jay. Like with the crowd dancing to his theme song. Like, it wasn't really a yeet thing going on. It was just either you put on the shades and you did the dance. You had Scotty too, how do you do the worm? And it was such a different time. But the way those boys moved in the ring, it's Jacob, shades of Umaga, Zilla, shades of Umaga, Solo, shades of Yokozuna, and Umaga because of the Samoan spike. It's like they all attributed something to their family members, and it's so cool to see. And I think that's what's like why I say that wrestling is literally embedded in the Samoan culture's DNA, all from the start of Peter Maivia, and of course the matriarch, Rocky's grandmother, who was the promoter and booker. Like, these people were no freaking joke, and they're still no joke. And the fact that we are literally watching generations of their legacy just keep being reborn and Roman and like everything, Afa and Sika, like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to acknowledge. It's something we must always acknowledge. Whether it's Timu bloodline or OG bloodline alike, I respect where these boys come from. I love where these boys come from, and I love that they own it. I think that's the most important part when you're representing your culture or where you're from or your family or your peers or where you come from. It's very important to represent that in your work because it's a way of showing respect. It's a way of tributing. I could sit here. I mean, I want to get, there needs to be a book. There has to be a whole book. Somebody has to be writing a book somewhere about the whole Samoan bloodline, like from front to back, everything. Peter Maivia to being, in WrestleMania, to then, to going on to Hollywood, being a stuntman in a James Bond movie, like there's a lot of culture, lot of history, and a lot of culture. Can you imagine tomorrow if we get every single bloodline member in this Rumble? That pretty much takes up most of the list. We got Solo, Jacob, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Roman, all in the same, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, all in the same ring. And I'm not counting Sami Zayn. Yes, he's part of a bloodline, but he's not blood. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a bunch of wild Samoans all up in that ring tomorrow. I hope everybody, gets their ice packs and everything ready because Rumble's going to be nuts. There's going to be a lot of hurt in this Rumble. A lot of hurting. Jeffrey says Braun Strowman could eliminate Jacob Fatu in the Rumble. That's a good point. And we hadn't seen Braun Strowman all night unless he has something to do with this match, being that LA Knight helped him last week. Maybe he kind of owes LA Knight a favor. Who knows? Jeffrey says Mae Young was ahead of her time. Listen, you want to talk about the timeless one? She was the first. She was definitely the first. And she did not give two shits. Rikishi was the Sultan in the 90s too, and Iron Sheik was his manager. I remember that. Oh my God. The Sultan. And then he was just Fatu at one point. He was part of the Head Shrinkers. Dakota Kai she's part of the bloodline too. Is she? She's related to somebody in the bloodline? Jeffrey says Samoan Dynasty is a great thing to study. Man, like I said, there needs to be a book. The old Rumbles never got a title match. Yeah, the rules were different. Times were different. But just to see, just to, learn it and to study it historically, like you have to respect the ones that paved the way for the ones that we watch now. You have to respect the history in that. And of course, you have to remember that times were different. They were very, very different. The fact that LA Knight just lifted that big boy up like that was unreal. Jeffrey said, if we get Rikishi tomorrow, man, listen, get your shades on and get ready to do the damn dance. That's all I got to say. Patrick Culp, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. He says he got his boy Super Cena, 17 time for Super Cena. That's a big, bold prediction there, sir. But I like it. I like the way you think. If anybody has missed my pick, I personally went with Karrion Kross. It's a sneaky one. It's one no one's talking about. I feel like all the big names are the two obvious ones. It could even be a surprise entrant, but I'm gonna have to go with Karrion Kross. I want to go with somebody who's been a master manipulator, somebody who's been hiding in the shadows in plain sight, and yeah. Oh my God, Priest laying out Jacob Fatu. Don't forget those tables don't break, y'all. Please be careful. I see the corner of that table and I can't even imagine what JD felt, bro. I can't. Well, Dakota Kai is half Samoan on her dad's side, I believe. Yeah, I want to dig into that detail soon. I love that Damian Priest does that as a tribute to The Undertaker, where he walks along the rope. That was one of my favorite moves from The Undertaker. Jacob no selling is crazy. It's nuts. It's wild. It's like nothing gets this guy down. Like, this is like the way Jacob is with no selling. That's the way. And this is no disrespect at all to the late great Bray Wyatt, but that's how the Fiend should have been booked. Or I feel, me personally, that's how I would have booked the Fiend. Literally an unstoppable entity, nothing you can do. And Jacob is that. Oh, trying to go for the razor's edge here, but nope. Tama Tonga able to latch on to Priest, put him in a headlock or a sleeper hold of some kind to try to get the big man down. Oh, got the big man down, both knees down. LA Knight still trying to recover from outside there. Oh, come on, Damien. Fight it, Damien. It's really tough because it's like I like Jacob a lot. And I like Jacob so much that I should be rooting for him right now. But I mean, I think Damian Priest and LA Knight might have this in the bag. Oh, Tama Tonga with a sneaky roll up on Priest. 1, 2, no. LA Knight breaking the count. Getting down to the nitty gritty, boys. We got 2 minutes. Please don't let them cut me off. Don't let them cut the TV off. Oh my God. LA Knight completely pummeled Jacob Fatu, clotheslined him to the outside of the barricade. And we're still left with Tama Tonga and Damian Priest in the ring. Why is this match going so good? Why is this match going so hard right now? Oh, he caught him. Oh, it's over. You're going south of heaven now, sir. It's a dub. Oh, shit. Tama Tonga reversed it. Oh, my God. He did the clothesline. Oh, my God. He did the Rikishi flip with the clothesline. Yo, the little moves that they do are literally tributing every single member of their family bloodline. You got to pay attention to these boys, man. This is what I mean. These Samoans are intentional. They don't play around with their in-ring work. That reminded me of when Rikishi used to get clotheslined, and that he's 400 pounds getting flipped over. Wow. The agility is insane. And that is it. 1, 2, and a 3. Damian Priest for the pin and the win with the megastar LA Knight against Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Yeah. Oh, shit. Jacob's coming back in. It's like, do you really feel like the winner after a Jacob match? Are you really a winner? Because he's going to get back up and beat your head. Look at him. Mightiest moonsault ever. This show is literally being built around Jacob lately. This is crazy. And that's the way we're ending it. We're ending it with Jacob Fatu. That's your favorite to win that's a favorite. Honestly, he's a big favorite in my head for him to get the most eliminations. Jacob is going to go down getting the most eliminations for sure. I can see that happening. Totally happening. That's so crazy. Wow. Well, that's all we have for our Honey Night SmackDown watch along, guys. It's 11 o'clock, just like that. I think this might have been the fastest going SmackDown episode ever since it's gone 3 hours. That was good. That was action packed, kept me engaged, kept us engaged, kept us talking. A lot of hype around the Rumble. I'm feeling it. Perfect. That's amazing. I see that too, honey. The flips out the clothesline. Boza says, yeah, expect Jacob to have a good showing. Jeffrey says it's 12 a.m. here. Happy Royal Rumble Day. Happy Royal Rumble Day to you, sir. It's about to be 12 a.m. over here. I'm an hour behind you, but enjoy. And I will see you on the other side of that. Leon the King TV, new sub, like the channel. Thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting. There was a lot of new people that I haven't engaged with since being on WWT live here, but I appreciate it. This was amazing. I'm going to go take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Stay for a couple more minutes. Got about 10 minutes. Let's do 10 more minutes. And let's just go over everything that transpired this evening and get ourselves rested and ready to Rumble tomorrow. So I'm going to go to a quick commercial and we'll be right back.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
All right. Let's end this night off correctly with our SmackDown, our Honey Night SmackDown watch along post show. We are now at the post show portion of the episode. I know we've taken up a lot of your time already. It's already been 3 hours, technically 4 if you've been with us since WWT Live, but we are just going to quickly go over everything that transpired this evening. Starting from the beginning, this is your Honey Night SmackDown watch along post show. Of course, I am your hostess with the mostest, the sweetest oos, the queen of WWT and all things honey pot predictions, wrestling with honey, or you could just call me Honey. But I am here to guide you through our post show. Let's just go through the events bit by bit. I don't want to spend too much time on here because we got a lot. We have a lot we already covered, and we have a lot more to cover tomorrow. Going to be a long day of streaming for us here, so you guys want to make sure you stay tuned. Hit that bell on your under your notifications under the video as well on YouTube. Save it however you need to do just to stay in the loop with us here at Women's Wrestling Talk. We kicked it off tonight with CM Punk and Kevin Owens coming face to face. I don't think this was something that we were expecting to see, which makes it fresh and new. Again, this is all, just hype for the Rumble. Kevin Owens has a very big matchup tomorrow for the championship, the Winged Eagle belt, or the WWE Undisputed Championship. I don't know, either or both, whatever. It's a ladder match at the Rumble, and it's going to be crazy. CM Punk and Kevin Owens had a lot of words to exchange with each other as far as one's pasts go. And I think it's just going to create a lot of spice for tomorrow, which is definitely necessary. So it again lets you know that Rumble season is here. And that means if Rumble season is here, so is Mania season. So now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We also have Jimmy Uso. We had Jimmy Uso in a match one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes that was being advertised, Big Jim versus him. And that match was actually very, very good. Carmelo Hayes obviously got a little bit of too full of himself and a little bit too overconfident in the situation. I think he underestimated the veteran in Jimmy Uso, which you should never do. And Jimmy Uso definitely got the win. He was able to kind of, outsmart him with the win and pin, and he called it a day. I don't think that this will be the last that we see of those two. The match was very well done. But we'll see what goes from there. We had Chelsea Green versus Michin. Both were accompanied with their partners. Michin with BFAB and Chelsea with Piper Niven. Match was for the United States Women's Championship. Unfortunately, Chelsea Green showed her true heel colors and was able to get out of the match via disqualification because she had some tricks up her sleeve, pulled out a kendo stick and whipping away at Michin, which got her disqualified, but then quickly backfired on her because she felt the wrath of Michin and the same kendo stick she was using on her. So it's safe to say that Michin's receipt was given back rightfully. I think this is definitely not going to be the end of these 4. I like where this is going to go. I love that we're seeing more BFAB on television as well. So this was all in all a really great match. Chelsea Green wearing a Wonder Woman's outfit, particularly such a great touch for this title run. This was exactly what I knew she was going to do once she became champion. So shout outs to Chelsea Green. Let's see. We also heard from the new prospect of SmackDown who just got recently portaled through from Raw, and that was former El Campeón, former El Señor in the Bank, Damian Priest, who came out with some words, and then the Samoan Werewolves music hits. Jacob Fatu comes out with Tama Tonga, and they pretty much have some words, a lot of back and forth between them as well. Priest was not intimidated by Jacob Fatu at all, it seemed like. And they both seem to relate to each other a lot because they both are kind of cut from the same kind of cloth as far as being from the street and, you know, coming from the dirt, coming from the gritty. And I like it. I dig it. There was a good story there. And it then led to a brawl in the ring, which then would go on to be the main event of the evening, which was the tag team match between Damian Priest teamed up with LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, but we'll get into that later. I'd like to go in order. I've been doing so much talking. I realize I haven't even taken a sip of my soda. DIY and Pretty Deadly also had an interaction. They also had Motor City Machine Guns with Los Garza. There's a lot of tension going on in the tag team division, and a lot of angry tag teams. We had an 8-man tag match. Didn't go so well for either side. I mean, besides the winning side. But as far as the chemistry went, that was just out the door. Nobody was feeling it. But nevertheless, the Motor City Machine Guns would take the win over Ciampa. They pinned one half of the champions, which was very interesting. So Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza were the winners and came out on top for tonight. And next match was the women's. We had Liv Morgan versus not Bianca Belair, Naomi, who was accompanied by Bianca Belair. And that was a good match. I would say that was match of the night because there's so much story underlying around that, and there's a lot of layers to it. But the winner did pin the former women's champion. And I think we're going to see all of those women in the Rumble. Liv Morgan obviously has a vendetta and wants to make third time the charm. And I think that is a possibility, but we might not have that. Let's see. After the match, of course, we had some shenanigans, of course, due to Raquel Rodriguez, who would go on and attack Naomi and Bianca Belair. Liv Morgan with the double team, and of course, they pretty much stacked them on top of each other and performed a powerbomb, where Raquel Rodriguez took Liv Morgan, used her as a weapon, and threw her onto Belair and Naomi, which was a pretty crazy and profound ending. And I can't wait to see where that leads to. We then go into Miz and Andrade. Miz kind of put his foot in his mouth tonight with Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis felt like it was a great idea to put him in a match with Andrade since he felt, pretty confident that he could take him anytime, any place, anywhere. And he said it with his own words. So with that, we had a match between Andrade and The Miz, which might have been the men's match of the night. I'm no disrespect to Jacob Fatu, but Andrade versus Miz is definitely an opening for something else that's coming. There's still also Wyatt Six waiting in the wings. I'm waiting in the wings for Wyatt Six. Don't know when they're going to appear, but it's okay. I'm going to be patient as possible. If there's anything that this Paul Levesque era is teaching me, it's teaching me patience for as much as I can, because for years I've been like, oh, they should have done that, marking out, as you get older, you kind of use your brain a little bit more and have some common sense and just think that, maybe if you wait things out, might make room for something else. But Andrade came out with the win over the veteran Miz, 2-time Grand Slam champion, by the way, and caught him with back elbow, with the spinning back elbow, and pinned him 1, 2, 3, and called that a night. Easy work for Andrade. Tiffany Stratton was seen walking backstage, and before I could say anything else, Tiffany Stratton runs into Zelina Vega in the hallway, and I just love that touch. It was just to remind us that our girl is now on SmackDown, and business just picked up. La Muñeca is on the blue brand, and she is also claiming a spot in the Royal Rumble. So pretty dope. I was very happy to see her, and she was eyeing that title, and boy, that gold is just feet away from her reach, and I can taste it for her. Like, I really want Zelina with gold this year. That's what I want for 2025. But give me Tiffy time all day. Tiffy then comes out and has an interview with Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, and Tiffany has some words about, who could be her next challenger for her women's championship at WrestleMania 41. So she can't wait to see what happens during the Women's Royal Rumble. And before she could even get out any more words, the Poison Pixie, protege of Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, then came out and had some words for her as well. Told her that she is claiming for the Royal Rumble as well, and saying that she will regret stabbing Nia in the back. So Candice LeRae with a bit of a feisty vendetta on the betrayal of Tiffany Stratton. And the women's Rumble is going to be very, very good. Then, of course, after that, we will then go into the main event of the evening, which was Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga versus Damian Priest and LA Knight. And we know Jacob and LA Knight have been going at it for weeks. LA Knight has always had his gripes with the bloodline. Damian Priest hasn't really had his share of bloodline feuds, unless it was for the tag team titles and against Jimmy and Jay, but he hasn't really dealt with this bloodline before. And Jacob versus everybody, please. Jacob versus everybody. Priest and Jacob doing a face-off, Braun Strowman and Jacob doing a face-off, Braun Breaker and Jacob doing a face-off, anybody with Jacob doing a face-off, Roman, Cody, Seth, anybody. Give me Jacob versus everybody. That's it. That's basically the moral of the end of every SmackDown, when Jacob ends it, mean mugging into the camera. Though Jacob and Tama Tonga did not come out with the win, Damian Priest and LA Knight did come out on top for that tag team main event. Jacob was obviously the highlight, because he popped up after losing and getting pummeled outside in the barricade by LA Knight before they won the match. Completely just pretty much got back up and demolished Damian Priest with a couple of moonsaults. And I think that's the best way to describe it for Jacob. Jacob does not care who you are. He just wants blood. He's literally a werewolf smelling blood, a shark in the water, hunting its prey, and he is not going to stop. He's all gas, no brakes. One highlight in there that I will say is pretty interesting was that a certain Shinsuke Nakamura was waiting in the wings. Not really so much waiting in the wings, but kind of lurking around backstage. I'm very curious to see what he's keeping his eye on. I think Shinsuke has also declared for the Rumble as well, so he will be there tomorrow. And anybody who's got to deal with Shinsuke has got a problem on their hands, because Shinsuke has quite a few wins already. He's also the three-time United States champion, and he's in his bag right now. So I mean, there's a case for any single one of these superstars to win, whether it's man or woman. It's just going to be a good show. At the end of the day, we have to remember as wrestling fans not to take this stuff so personally. We also have to remember that this is all in good fun and entertainment, and it's for us to sit back and enjoy it. It's our soap opera, so let it be that. Don't get upset. Don't mark out too crazy. Don't start cursing people out on the internet. Don't like there, because there's a lot of things I see, and even within my community, where I see certain things being said to other people that shouldn't be said. We should worry about being kinder when it comes to people expressing their opinions on their favorite superstars or what they feel is going to happen. There's no wrong answer, guys. Everything is opinion based. Stop taking everything so personally. It's wrestling, it's entertainment, it's what we love. So just enjoy it. We did go through who all of our picks were, so make sure you guys check that out on WWT Live on the previous episode from today in the archives. Also, you guys can check me out here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the WWT Live crew, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Every Friday night, we have our Honey Night SmackDown watch along. I saw a lot of new faces in here. Brian Orton, good to see you too, buddy. I did not get that pre-order yet, but trust me, I will get on that. Because I want that bloodline. I need that. I want that bloodline, that bloodline mode for sure. But I think that all of us should just enjoy the show tomorrow. And again, you guys can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, WWT Live crew, SmackDown every Friday night. For our watch-alongs and post-show. We also do the Kayfabe podcast with Councilman Will Pharaoh and Dion from All-Star Fandom Show as well. Check out all the cool things they got going on. Those are my guys. Those are my bros. Can't wait to hang with them tomorrow. We got special a special guest tomorrow joining our show. We also have a few cool topics to cover tomorrow before we get into the Rumble. You also could check me out on Sportsmark Analyst, making predictions with my guys Paul and Jay. They cover all things sports and all things wrestling. We have a segment called The Heel Heat, so please check that out as well. I'm trying to think of what else. Like and subscribe to the Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. There's no content up, but there will be soon. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. And, good things just take time sometimes. And Wrestling with Honey on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, what have you. And yeah, man, this was a great night. This was a great watch along. I appreciate all of you guys. Shout outs to everyone in the chat. Brian Orton, Jeffrey, Boza, Pachu, Cindy, Dylan Johnson, Jasim, Elordi, Dad. Let's see. Leon, the King TV. Great to have you. Patrick Culp. A lot of new names in here. Eric Tate, appreciate you. Benjamin, Bobby Batito, Courtney. Let's see. I hate forgetting people. I hate doing that. I think I pretty much covered it all. John Cena, Via Sinistra, thank you for joining us. Please come back and join us again. We'd love to have you as part of our wrestling family. This is just what we do. Cash Gaming Live, thank you for joining. D-Ron, that's who I forgot. D-Ron Kincaid, thank you so much. Matthew Behrman, Mackenzie Johnson, y'all were in here today, man. There was a lot of cool faces. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I appreciate you guys supporting me, support the crew, support what we got going on here on WWT. WWTalkpod is the website for all your cool merch and all women's wrestling talk related interviews, content, and what have you. Shout outs to the boss lady. Shout outs to Professor for winning that five-time commentator award of Georgia. Shout outs to the councilman. Hope you feel better and hopefully your ass ain't as sick tomorrow as you were today, because we need that energy. Shout outs to Dion and your addition. Shout outs to Courtney. And, I appreciate all of you guys in the crew and Jacob, everybody. Just want to send you guys some love and appreciation for the weekend. But we're going to be here for the watch along tomorrow. So you guys got me pretty much almost all day. And I can't wait to spend it with y'all. But in the meantime, I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to hang out with my hubby and my dog, Lewis Johnson. Yes, you too. I'm so sorry. And enjoy the rest of the evening. You guys be safe. Have a great weekend and happy Rumble Day, y'all. This is your Wrestling with Honey Night SmackDown watch along as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.